Welcome to Men with Vision. We got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about blended families. What exactly is a blended family? We're going to be showing you exactly what blended families are all about, and chances are you're a part of a blended family. With me today, my brothers, Wade Gordon, Deion Hopkins, Donnell Granger. What's up, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on, bro?
All right, let's jump in. Blended families. Anybody a part of a blended family?
I am part of a blended family.
How so?
Well, I got married. I had 2 kids. My wife, she had 2 kids. So together, once we made that matrimony, we became a blended family.
Okay, so that's what a blended family is, and that's how we're going to kind of approach a blended family today. Is when a man and a woman marries and they have either one or both have kids from previous relationships. So, what about you, Donnell?
Sort of similar situation.
Okay.
My wife had a kid at the time, and then we came together, raised her, and then added the rest of the 30,000 that we had later.
So I know your wife. I know you. I thought all the kids were yours. They are,
No.
I guess. Well,
Yes, but technically no.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dion don't know nothing about blended family. Don't know
No,
nothing
not
about
yet,
that.
not yet. Yeah, I grew up in a blended family.
Okay. All right.
Three other siblings, 3 girls, my mom,
Yeah.
and my stepdad.
So with me, I actually am a product of a blended family by way of my mother and I call him my dad. He's my stepdad, raised me, and it really made me want to be a stepfather myself. So I actually was one of those guys. I know most guys really don't think like this, but I was thinking, I want to meet me somebody who have kids already. I want to be that guy that can help somebody like my dad did for me. My mom was pregnant with me when he met her, and he raised me. He took care of me all my life. So that's pretty cool. But you know, it's really something, you know, because when you think about it, 3 out of 4 people really are going to be a part of a blended family. When you look at it, like the statistics show, 65% of marriages have children.
Right.
So if that's the case, then chances are you're gonna be a part of a blended family because
Very high percentage.
yeah, that's a high percentage. So when I say three or four marriages, you know, they have gonna be a part of a blended family because 3 out of every 4 people get married, and chances are you're gonna go through a divorce because 1 out of every 2 marriages end in divorce.
Right.
So if everybody's getting married and half of them getting divorced,
Right.
chances are gonna be a blended family somewhere, right?
It's gonna be a blended
So
family.
it's one of those things though. Let me ask this question though. Can you make the blended family work?
Yes, you can.
Oh well, I guess. I mean, that's a good answer, but that's the wrong question. The question should be, how can you make a blended family work?
Well, I mean, it's so many different challenges come with, you know, the different angles of blended family. I guess that it's no one solution, of course, to make it work. My number one thing that works for me is open communication. Communication plays a major role when we're trying to make a blended family work because there's so many feelings that plays a role with the children and the adults as well.
So communication is that with the wife or the kids?
With the whole family.
With the family.
Right.
Okay.
We try to meet, you know, once a week, sit down at the table and just put it all on the table. Everybody try to be honest, you know, as honest as they can be about how they feel about, you know, what may be going on in the house.
Okay, so
You know.
this is probably crazy, but if if I'm a part of a blended family, what's the best time for a guy to come in, with a blended family? Like when they're small, when they're teenagers, or preferably when they're adults and you ain't got to worry about them. Like, okay, they my stepkids, but I ain't got to feed them.
Well, when my stepfather came in, it wasn't a good time. And I say that because after my younger sister, after her father left, it was me, my 3 other sisters, and my mom. And we were all probably together probably about a year.
Oh, wow.
And I believe that was one of the best years I ever had. I don't know if it's because the man wasn't at home.
Yeah, you ain't had nobody
right.
putting their foot in it,
So when he came around, my older sister didn't take it too well. She left. After a few months, my second older sister, she left. And then I was next in line, and we had a troubled relationship. And that also affected my younger sister.
Mm-hmm. So, it's strange that you mentioned that because statistics show that the boys actually do better with stepfathers than the girls do.
We had a good relationship, but I still see the negative effect as far as having that father figure being a positive role model. Mm-hmm. Now, right now to this day, we're perfectly fine. I mean, him and my mom, they, semi-divorced, but he still comes around. He's more accepted as family now.
Okay.
As a father figure now before it was then. But my bad experience in dealing with that was when they had a divorce, right?
Oh, wow.
They had a divorce. They were probably together 7 or 8 years. And for me being older at the time, speaking to my mom, I asked her one question. I said, what made you see him fit to come into the household and be a father?
Wow.
Besides just being a husband. And, she couldn't answer that question.
Yeah.
That's
love. And you know what too? I guess sort of just going back to to the question. My experience has been dealing with the blended family. I'm not saying that this is the
model,
right? The
template,
right? The template for it, but yeah. I think like the sooner you can get, like if that's the route you're gonna go, like the sooner you can get in on it, I think the better. Because think about it. If you're raising up children don't know no otherwise.
I was very fortunate and blessed to come into the life of my stepkids, and we don't even use the word step.
Right.
But one was 6 weeks old, mm-hmm. and one was 2 years old.
Right.
So even though they knew their dad, they grew up understanding who he was, where he was, but they knew me as dad. So because I raised them,
right? And that's similar for me.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
right.
But what do you think though? Your responsibilities. Let's say we're all married, and you got you blended family. Okay. What are your responsibilities as a stepfather? And I know you may not want to use the word stepfather, but that's what you are. So what are your responsibilities? Are they more like being the father? Do you take the place of the father? Is there a certain role that you play as a stepfather?
I believe that line is very thin. Because the first thing you focus on is being accepted by the child. Mm-hmm. And that's what the spoiling come in. And so the discipline is kind of pushed to the side because you first want to be accepted.
Daniel ain't agreeing with that. He's like,
and just to go back, I think that kind of goes back to coming into a child's life at an early age. Mm-hmm. You spoke of coming into your children, how fortunate you was, and they was very young. So I guess you can kind of go ahead and play that role, as father, out the gate. Versus if they're older children, you kind of gotta figure your way into the situation.
Because they're not looking for another daddy.
Exactly, because when you come into a household that already has a style of parenting that the kids are used to, and you come in with a different type of parenting, I mean, they may rebel.
Oh, man, that's good stuff. We out of time, fellas. we gotta go. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like our page, subscribe. Hey, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Men with Vision.